Next on our agenda, we have the brain of the country. You know why I call them the brain of the country? Because anything related with commercial activities, they are the one in charge. How many of you attended trade fair GCCI? And how many of you enjoy it? And you can learn a lot. You can also buy their product, and from there you can see the type of business that they do. So we have Mr. Babakar Saho from the Gambia Chamber of Commerce Industry, that is GCCI. He is the Deputy CEO of Gambia Chamber of Commerce Industry. Mr.
For a very long time. So I'm going to propose two things. If you know you're young enough, shake your head. If you know you're old enough, shake your waist. Please sit down. Thank you. So, to Omar, thank you for the introduction. This is I think it's the second time I'm coming to your school to have such an engagement with you. The last time was about 3, maybe 4 years ago at the building upstairs. I think it's the library. So when I was told that there's another opportunity to come and speak to you guys, I was very, very excited. You know, I told Mr. Nyang, it's Nusrat, I like that school, let's go. It's interesting that ours is that we have to talk about entrepreneurship mindset. What I will not do is to tell you what entrepreneurship is about, because I know you know. But what I will do is to share some experiences with regards to what makes or what could make a successful entrepreneur. And you need not go further. You just need to look in front of you in the presence of Fadija, and you can see something that can really inspire you. And one thing I will start with is seriousness. To be an entrepreneur, you have to be serious. Foog nga am fayda, foog nga approach ko ak jom. How do I know Fadija? Because of jump. Because she is persistent. She is always there. When there is an opportunity, she doesn't say that I am tired. She will show up 10 times just to make sure she gets it one time. So you have to be serious. And I think, especially for the ladies who are aspiring to be entrepreneurs, an example of how serious you can be is right in front of you. And I will encourage you, after this program, approach her, get her contact, talk to her, engage her, let her tell you what she did to be able to embody so much seriousness that she is beginning to become an embodiment of success, an example that we can always be proud of, to show any young lady that this is the way to go. Another thing that I will talk about is honesty. You see, anybody can buy and sell. Anybody can claim that they're an entrepreneur. But one thing that not anybody can just freely claim is honesty. You cannot buy it. You cannot wear it. But you can become it. Most businesses have succeeded because the owners were honest. And most have failed because the owners were dishonest. With honesty, you just don't acquire it in a day. You acquire it with time. If you are dealing with people as a business person or as an entrepreneur, and they give you something for them to get it back, make sure when they come, they get it back. If they give you a payment, make sure you deliver as you promised. If you say that you will be there, make sure that you are there. If you have established your standards of quality, make sure you always fulfill it. Because you have so much orders, don't reduce your quality and compromise in your standards. You see, there are a lot of little things that entrepreneurs take for granted. But at the end of the day, and eventually, these are the things that make or break you. We're currently operating in a society, in a community, where honesty is a very rare commodity. So as an aspiring entrepreneur or an existing entrepreneur, if you can take honesty and make it your hallmark, you've already got an edge over so many people. Over so many people. I exist in the entrepreneurship ecosystem, and I can tell you, if you can brand yourself and people know you for honesty, that alone is a currency. So whatever you do, make sure you are honest. Honesty could be even more important than your product. It could be more important than many other things that you establish in your business. But always try and be honest. Make sure you deliver as promised. If you're able to do that, you're consistent with that, and people know you with that, you're good to go. You just need to stay home. Anywhere you are, they will come to you. And another thing that I would encourage you to hold on to is skills. I will put the mic down. Build on your skills. So I should take the other one. Okay. Work on your skills. Identify your skills. You know, many a time we make a mistake. People will advise you, follow your passion and be an entrepreneur in what you're passionate about. That is right 10% of the time, but 90% of the time it's not right. You can be passionate about something, but you might not be competent in it. You might be passionate about something, but you don't have the skills to turn that thing into something commercially viable. But make no mistake, you can be passionate about something and still be able to make it a business opportunity. But for most young people, what I see is, oh, I'm passionate about ice creams, so I want to be an ice cream seller. But probably the ice cream seller, you are not able to commercialize it to be a business that you want. Probably you're passionate about ice cream, but your skills is into making bicycle tires. I'm just giving an example. Or your skills is in auto mechanic. That is what you're skillful on. So be very careful to differentiate between what you're skillful and competent in and what you're passionate about. Do you know Dangote? You've heard about him. Africa's richest. What does he do? He does cement. That's how he made most of his money, through cement. But if you ask him what he's passionate about, his passion is not cement. Probably his passion is sitting at the beach and cooling off and drinking fruit juice. He could have said, okay, I'm passionate about the beach and fruit juice. I'm going to fix a fruit juice stand at the beach. Even though he wanted to be a billionaire. But if he had gone and established a fruit juice stand, he would have had a business, but he will not be a billionaire. Fruit juice stand is his passion. Cement is his competence. So always make sure you identify clearly what you are passionate about. That does not necessarily make you money, and what you are competent in. Another thing that I will want to touch on has to do with standards. I spoke about honesty, and within that I threw in standards. You see, we're living in a society where we're dropping the bar almost every other day. If you meet an entrepreneur, maybe they're making this mic. Let me take this mic as a product. So if you're making this mic, and this mic is called SS Media, so if I buy SS Media at your outlet in Serekunda, I should be able to get this product. If I buy your SS Media product in Basse, I should be able to have exactly the same one I bought in Serekunda. If I go to Dakar or Senegal or anywhere and I made this product, SS Media mic, I should be able to get the same standards. But what we see is that your standards in Banjul is different from your standards you apply in Serekunda, which is different from the standards. You understand? If you're making groundnut cake, the way your groundnut cake should taste on Monday is different from how it tastes on Thursday. Then next week is a different taste. That is not standardization. There are certain products that you sell, you have to be consistent. Things like food products, things like cosmetic products. There has to be some level of consistency. Then people will know that, okay, you are reliable. They can rely on you because they know that this is how it tastes. Whether I buy it at Banjul or Serekunda or Brikama or Joshua, the taste is the same. So make sure you know that. In fact, for those selling food, there is something called a recipe. In other areas, other jurisdictions, if you're selling a food type, you have a recipe. You know that to get this taste, I need 5 cups of this, 2 cubes of sugar, 1 this, 3 this, 5 this. It's called a recipe. It's a formula. Half the base times height. Your recipe also needs to come in the form of a formula. You write it down. For all you know, you could be so perfect. One day, someone will knock and then you sell the recipe to them. Coca-Cola is a recipe. Coca-Cola is a multi-billion-dollar business in the world today. It's just syrup and sugar. It's nothing special. But they have a recipe. So I can go and talk to the Coca-Cola company and tell them, I want to open a Coca-Cola outlet in Gambia. They will sell me the recipe, the formula. I don't have to make it. I just need to get the machines that mix it up and bottle it up. I pay Coca-Cola and they give me the recipe. So you need to have a formula to standardize your products. It is key and it's important. Another thing that I would like to talk about that is very practical. You see, there are human rights. Every human being has a right. And thank God now the Gambia is a democracy. Well, I believe so. So there are human rights. You have the freedom of expression. You have the freedom of movement. You have the freedom of association. Those are your rights. Women have rights. Children have rights. I'm sorry, entrepreneurs, you don't have rights. You should make your own rights. You don't have the right to access to finance. There is nothing that says right of entrepreneurs. That right, you have to fight for it. You have to fight for your innovation. You have to fight to access finance. Government is not going to help you. If you're going into business and expecting that government is going to bail you out, forget it. Then don't get into business. When you're getting into business, especially in a terrain that is difficult like us in the Gambia, a developing country, a poor country, you have to have thick skin. And you have to get ready for the tough times. Because the tough times are going to come. If you know you are a quitter, don't start. If you know that you have it in you, that when it comes difficult, you're going to say, I'm tired, I'm going to quit, then entrepreneurship is not for you. It's not for you. Don't waste your time getting into it. It's a war. It's an uphill battle. There will be frustrating times. There will be times that you will not make sales. And if you grow to a point that you even have employees, there is a time that you will have to sacrifice your own salary or your own benefits so that your entrepreneurs can get their salaries or your staff can get their salaries. And you have to constantly innovate. I will leave you with one assignment for you to go and check because today is Friday. We don't have much time to go into stories. There's a company called Kodak. You know Kodak? Most of you are young people. I'm sure have any one of you witnessed the time when cameras had a film? You open it and you put a film in there and you close the film and then the thing rotates and when you're done, you go to PhotoStar, you give them the camera. You haven't witnessed that. Lucky you. Well, us growing up, we witnessed it. We were very, very young at the time, but there were films. There was a camera. You need to buy the camera, something like this, but not exactly like this. You open it up, you buy a film, and then you put the film inside, and then you close it, and then you rotate it, and then when you're done, it doesn't generate. You have to go to a photo studio, they wash that, they give you hard copies. There were companies that were thriving at the time. They were making money. They were doing that. But now they're no more. You know why? They did not innovate. They were too comfortable where they are. They did not make any innovation. They did not make any effort to try and bring in new ideas. So when the smartphone came in and people can just take a phone and take a snapshot, they went out of business. You don't hear them anymore. So as an entrepreneur, you should constantly endeavor to innovate. That is the only way you can stay in business. You should innovate. You should create. You should make. You should continue to develop. There is a concept in Japan. The Japanese, they have a concept. They call it Kaizen. From here, go to Google and check it. Kaizen. Kaizen. It means continuous improvement. What they are saying is that you can never reach perfection. But what you can do, however, is that every day you can endeavor to ensure that you continue to make a step forward. You continue to progress. You continue to innovate. You continue to create. Any entrepreneur that refuses to innovate will eventually die. You have to be bold. You have to be articulate. You have to be able to explain yourself. I'm sure some of you, if I give you the mic and say, here is $50,000, present your business idea, here's the mic, talk, you'll be shy, you can't talk. You need to get that out of your system. We're in 2024. If you are an entrepreneur, one of the ways to access finance is to be able to stand in front of people and articulate your business idea. Today, investors are not just investing in an idea, they are investing in you, the human being. You are the idea. Ladies and gentlemen, Juma Mubarak, thank you for your kind attention.